Ducks Unlimited Television is presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting in association with Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American.
Greetings from Ducks Unlimited TV, America's favorite waterfowling adventure. I'm Ashley Ward. We continue our western swing in this episode with more duck banding from Big Sky Country, plus a good bit of shotgunning for Montana mallards. We'll also learn why biologists are concerned about pintail populations. Thanks for watching DUTV.
So we just had some lessons. My guide Tim hooked me up and showed me how it was done. So I'm really excited to get out on the water and give it a try.
So the last few days, we really wanted to introduce folks to how to band ducks. They actually collect scientific data that help us learn something about the lesser scaup population here in Montana.
So we're here in southwest Montana, and we're at an event called Band a Duck, Catch a Trout. We're actually letting our donors get hands-on experience with some of the research behind our mission. Not only are we letting our donors get involved with a waterfowl research study, but we also get out here for some fly fishing in southwestern Montana, fishing some blue ribbon streams here on the Madison River.
There's a fish. There's a fish.
Lesser scaup, their population numbers they've dwindled here over the last few years. So that type of research, especially on scaup, is very important data that we can take and we can say, hey, this is somewhere where we need to do work. They will travel all over the U.S. We'll see them in the Central Valley of California. We'll see them at the Great Salt Lake in Utah. We'll see them down on the Texas Gulf Coast. So getting those band returns, getting that information is very important, and very important that hunters report those bands.
Now she has, like many of these birds, a nasal leech. So these nasal leeches get right in their nares. Just a little favor we do for them. And imagine having that in your nose.
Oh wow, look at the geese. My goodness. I think I could just never go home.
Well, I was fortunate today to be able to fish with Ainsley Beeman and just very excited. She only hooked me one time. I really enjoy what she does for DUTV and just really helping share our mission in a very positive manner. Both of us were novices. I believe this was her first time fly fishing, and I'm certainly a novice, and it was exciting to catch a few fish with Ainsley here in southwest Montana.
Oh!
Yeah, the monster! Fish on!
Ah, victory! Oh yeah, how fun. Yeah, he's precious.
Ducks Unlimited Television, presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting. Mossy Oak Shadow Grass Blades, the official camo of Ducks Unlimited, and Ducks Unlimited's Rescue Our Wetlands campaign, banding together for waterfowl.
We got to meet some young ranchers that make their living off this land. Their main goal is to put food on their table by running cattle. What's really neat is they work really well with Ducks Unlimited on conserving these properties because, again, grass and water is good for ducks and it's good for cattle.
One of the favorite things about my job as a biologist for Ducks Unlimited is to be able to work with ranchers and private landowners on finding the best conservation program that works for them. A lot of time, Ducks Unlimited and ranchers have the same goal. A healthy stand of grass is good for the ranchers and the cows, and it's also good for the ducks. It's really important for us to make sure that ranching stays a vital part of Montana's landscape, but also Montana's economy.
Many of the easement programs that Ducks Unlimited promotes, these are very powerful tools for ranchers. A rancher can continue doing exactly what he or she does out on the landscape, grazing cattle with very few restrictions. The easements typically just prohibit the conversion of grassland into cropland and the drainage of wetlands. And obviously ranchers want to see grass and wetlands, so it's a very complementary, mutually beneficial system for both ranchers as well as wildlife groups like Ducks Unlimited.
These ranchers, they work very hard every day to make sure they can provide a living for their family. And to have them on this duck hunt, again, I want them to have the best experience possible. But unfortunately, the hunt was not ideal for your first duck hunt. Don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun, but it was one challenging shoot.
This morning, my family and I had the opportunity to go hunt with DUTV. It was the second time I've ever went on a duck hunt. Today was a little more productive than the first time. It started out a little bit slow. After they took down a few decoys, my brother started knocking them down, so it ended up being a pretty fun day.
Though most of North America's duck populations have been doing very well lately, pintails remain a concern. Pintail breeding populations, which averaged slightly less than 6 million birds during the 1970s, have fallen to about 3 million birds today. In the 2016 Breeding Bird Survey, pintail numbers declined 14% and were 34% below their long-term average. Most of the declines have occurred in the Canadian prairie pothole region. Researchers found that changing agricultural practices and wetland drainage in key pintail habitats are driving these trends. Waterfowl hunting in North America is regulated through a system of adaptive harvest management, which relies on intensive monitoring, data analysis, modeling, and objective decision-making. This system ensures that managers set harvest levels that will keep species abundant and in huntable numbers for future generations. Under this management system, it has become necessary to reduce the 2017-2018 daily bag limit for pintails from 2 to 1. This will be a disappointment to many hunters, but it's a necessary step in long-term efforts to understand population changes and bring pintail populations back. You can find out more about pintails and Ducks Unlimited's work to conserve pintail habitat at ducks.org.
DU Insights is brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties. Find your favorite place at mossyoakproperties.com. DU TV is powered by Mossberg Firearms, built rugged, proudly American. Mossy Oak Properties, America's land specialist. Kent Cartridge, performance, quality, tradition, biologic, scientifically proven wildlife products. Higdon Outdoors, quality, customer service, innovation. That's Higdon Outdoors. And Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
Well, I know my family personally, we were very cautious of easements and felt like they would be limiting to the land. But Ducks Unlimited, they just have so many different programs available that we had no idea about, and Bob has helped introduce those to us. And there's going to be just so many different opportunities for the ranching and agriculture community by partnering with DU.
Did you get that one?
Being able to maintain the wildlife, the water, is so important for us because we need it for our ranching. To be able to keep the land preserved for my future kids, Caitlin's kids, Ryan's future kids, and learning that ranching is an amazing lifestyle. It teaches so many responsibilities, and it all starts with taking care of land, and Ducks Unlimited helps do that.
Look at you. We got to hunt with some of these young ranchers. They understand that that land provides a living for their family, and they understand that it also provides a living for ducks. I really hope that they get the same excitement that I do and the same love and passion for waterfowl hunting that I do, because then they're just going to be that much more willing, work with Ducks Unlimited and do everything in their part to help conserve these prairie grasses so that the waterfowl can thrive here.
The gun mount is probably the single most important shotgunning fundamental. We always say that your head or your eye is the rear side of a shotgun, and for that shotgun to shoot the same way every time, same place every time, the gun's got to come up to your face the same way every time, and that's where the gun mount comes in. When you can make it consistently, bring it up here, same way every time. The key to that is keeping your head still and bringing the gun to your face first and then to your shoulder, not just like this, not like this, but up like that. So it comes up to your cheekbone right here. You feel the stock sit right under there. And when you do that, you know the gun's going to shoot where you look. The smoother you can make it, the more consistent it will be. And in the long run, the faster it will be, because you won't have to whip the gun up and then adjust it. If I try to shoot as fast as I can, I'm going to shoot all over this pattern plate. This is as fast as I can mount the gun. That's terrible. That is all over the place. Now the same thing, if I just take a little more time to mount smoothly. I hit the same place every time. And they say slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and that's really, really true of a gun mount.
Duck Gun is presented by Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American. DUTV is brought to you by Bush Hog, performance you can count on. Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting. Native nurseries, hand-selected, hand-grown plants for wildlife. Buck Gardner Calls, champion of champions, with closed captioning provided by Mossy Oak Shadow Grass Blades, the official camo of Ducks Unlimited.
In waterfowl hunting, things are not always what they seem, especially for your retriever. A duck is wounded, it falls in, makes a big splash. Your dog goes for that area and hunts, the bird is long gone. In this case, we've got to train for the dog to go to that area, hold that area a reasonable length of time, and then handle it off that area. And this is how it's done. Across the water, Tom is going to throw in a big rock, make a splash for us. Deke saw the splash. Deke. He swims to the area, I give him time to hunt. We don't want to handle off too fast and encourage your dog to leave the fall area. With a hand signal, I handle him into the wind, let him hunt that bank line. This is where the duck is swam. And he fakes the find. You want to practice the scenario, upwind, downwind, backs. Anywhere a duck might try to make his escape from your retriever. Your dog waits to have confidence to hunt the area, hold him there for a reasonable length of time, then he needs to listen to you, that you know best, and you cast him to make the find. Dead.
Duck Dog with Mike Stewart is presented by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
The hospitality of Lauren and Bridget was completely off the charts. We had a great time with them. They're very passionate about the outdoors and conservation. The hospitality went to a whole nother level. You know, we're there for waterfowl, but they said, we want to show you what else benefits from all of these easements, and we went upland bird hunting.
Are we hunting partners?
That sounds like it,
okay.
Yeah. Sounds like I've been paired with you. I'm ready to do this.
You know, I'm a pretty good shot, right?
That's the rumor on the prairie.
Upland hunting in eastern Montana consists of being able to see things like sharp-tailed grouse, Hungarian partridge. We also see occasionally some sage grouse, but our primary species of upland birds is sharp-tailed grouse.
Whoa! Good gosh. So one grouse comes up, it gets shot, and I'm thinking, oh, that was it.
That was it.
30 more come up, and that was cool.
That was cool.
So the reason why these are called sharp-tailed grouse, is you can see they have these beautiful pinnated feathers. And these guys were probably out here having a few crickets or grasshoppers and maybe some alfalfa leaves for lunch.
All right, back to business.
Montana, it's an excellent opportunity. We have a lot of public lands and places to come hunt out here, and the opportunity to just roll out and hunt in just wide open spaces is fantastic.
You guys are incredible athletes.
Bridget, I see why now you're pretty much addicted and obsessed with upland bird hunting. That is cool, very cool.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah.
These are such a special animal. I'm passionate about them. They're so beautiful. Look at that one. That's a nice young bird there, just getting its tail feathers. Very cool.
That is awesome.
The upland birds, obviously, they're highly dependent on grass and sagebrush habitat, but also a lot of these wetland fringes. You know, we've got the edge effect around wetlands. In the spring, they're very rich with aquatic invertebrate, grasshoppers, various bugs, and that's what these upland bird broods are feeding on around these wetlands that Ducks Unlimited helps protect and restore.
Nice shot. That's awesome.
That girl, Raven.
She likes to bring them to Lauren.
Yep.
Lauren's her favorite person. Good girl, Raven.
It seems like no matter where I go in the country, you start talking about different places and the places that people love. Montana is one that's always brought up. The short time I was there, I fell in love with it. There's so much to do. Fly fishing, there's upland hunting, there's big game hunting, there's waterfowl hunting. Definitely a place you gotta visit at some point in your life, but be careful because there's a good chance you might fall in love with it and you just might move there.
Montana contains some of our most important duck breeding and nesting habitats. With hunters as America's original stewards of wildlife and wild places, Ducks Unlimited remains one of conservation's strongest and most important voices in Montana and across the continent. Check us out online at ducks.org and see you next time on DUTV.